My name is Dr. Anne-Beatrice Kihara. I'm a consultant obstetrician and gynecologist and the incoming president of FIGO. The next 2 years really will pass very fast, but this is what I hope we can achieve. Maternal morbidity and mortality, and particularly from the direct causes, which include bleeding after childbirth, hypertensive disease in pregnancy, obstructed labor, sepsis in pregnancy, and abortion, are just major killers. To give you perspective, where I really want to focus on is bleeding after childbirth. And the reason being 14 million women still get bleeding after childbirth. Of those globally, 70,000 die. Now, what does that mean? We're losing about 8,000 women every day. I personally feel if we can just address postpartum hemorrhage to begin with, we will have made a significant difference in the mortality. Yes, people will argue the maternal mortality ratios are coming down, but honestly, death of even one mother, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. Now, when we look from where I come from, in low middle income countries, you find pregnancy starts very early, principally amongst the adolescents and the youth, people who should be building their own careers by sticking in school and education. But we have culture. Harmful cultural practices, specifically I will speak to female genital mutilation as one of them. And once they've undergone that rite of passage, the next thing is motherhood. So basically it's a baby nursing a baby. So what do we hope? In the same vein, these next 2 years is to really get the advocacy piece going that can eliminate harmful cultural practices. That's one arm. Again, when you look and talk to people, you will hear contraception shouldn't be given to the youth and the young. But unfortunately, they are starting sexual activity much younger. So the question is, can we give them contraception? Can we educate them? Can we give them the literacy of what it means to become sexually active and make it safe for them? So again, knowing that this has a very strong link with maternal mortality, I really feel I need to also not neglect the adolescent, but put interception preventive measures so that we can have a return on investment as nations dealing with the young. Data. I know you may think it's very obvious. Data, everybody does collect data. But can you imagine, we're still in platforms in low-middle income countries which are manually collected. How do you make decisions if you can't even aggregate that data to give you a priority agenda, to tell you exactly what your trends are looking like, to even tell you what you need to do? So again, data, data, data. And the beauty with data now, the platforms we're using, the softwares that are available are on the same mobile phone where we can use technologies. Technologies to give health literacy. Technologies where we're even now putting feminine technologies where you can actually do self-care aspects. So again, that is still yet another area. I feel we need to make people tech-savvy, at the same time, be proponents for self-care and self-advocacy. So really, that's where I really want to focus on in the next 2 years. To be honest, I see a lot of responsibility weighing very heavily on me, but at the same time, it's exciting. I've been privileged to have studied in an LMIC, but also traveled extensively and studied even globally. So I feel I'm coming at the right time. There have been a lot of changes globally, and I think COVID really gave us all a different outlook in life. Globalization. We're in a small global village by virtue that we increasingly got to know people can interact with one another through the internet. So increasingly that space that looked very big is no longer as big or as variant as it used to be. Secondly, I have learned a lot of the performance indicators, particularly in sexual reproductive health and rights, in LMICs need help. So I see an opportunity of not only North-South collaborative, but South-South collaborative, where you have collaborations where people can learn lessons from one another and share resources with one another and even conduct research together. So I have hope, and I want to hope that in the end of my 2 years, as we even get closer to Sustainable Development Goals, we will actually have seen ourselves as having accelerated towards that direction in the right manner.